the worst thing you could be as you continue to get older. This is definitely for the entirety of men, especially if you're young, in your late teens, early 20s, especially in your 20s. The worst thing you can be is an old fool. How do you turn into an old fool? What's an old fool? An old fool is someone that keeps on doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different outcome. Now, we call that insanity, but to me, that's still called being an old fool to me. That's called being an old fool, and I'm talking about sobriety in this case. You live your life like you're on television. You keep on living your life like you're a superstar, like you're living in Hollywood. Then what do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to end up old. You're going to end up with health issues, and you're going to end up with a deteriorating brain a lot quicker than you would imagine. And you would think that a lot of these guys that are living in substance abuse would understand and realize they're living in substance abuse, but they don't. And then they end up getting old. They end up having like tuberculosis or diabetes, or they end up walking with a cane way, way sooner than their time. You ever wonder how that happens? That happens because they never stop the party. They never stop the party. I understand that we are, and this is not an excuse. This is to tell you guys that are really young to break out of the brainwashing and the conditioning early while you're young, that there is no party. There is nothing to celebrate. You're not supposed to be drinking. You're not supposed to be intaking any substances whatsoever. There is no, I'm young and I have time. I thought I was young and I had time. I started in my late teens when it came down to drinking and substance abuse and whatever. Everyone else is doing it. And that spiraled into 20, 21 years of just being a complete strung out addict on every single drug, because one drug led to another drug, and one thing led to another, and the rest is history. And one problem led to another problem, and the rest is history. And one woman led to another woman. And you know what I'm saying? One hell led to a deeper hell. And that's just exactly how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You start, when you get on substance abuse, when you start drinking and you start doing things that you think you have time to recover from, and it's just whatever, and I'm just depressed. And if you don't want to stop drinking, you're like, I'm just depressed, and I have a right to do this. Okay, you got a right to also suffer later on too. You got a right to suffer. You got a right to suffer the consequences of your actions, the wrongful actions that you do to yourself. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen to your health, regardless of how you feel? Regardless of how you feel about what's going on in your life, it doesn't matter. Your body is still your body. You still have to take care of it. And that's how you end up an old fool way, way earlier than your time. Don't you understand that when I'm talking about sobriety, SR, and earnest, when I'm talking about retaining your seed, that is also, it correlates with sobriety as well. Because you have to operate with your mind first, not with what you're feeling and with your heart. You got to get the hell out your feelings. You have to get completely the hell out your feelings, because your feelings are going to tell you every single time to do what is not right for you. And more times than not, that's going to lead to catastrophic results, catastrophic circumstances in which you're not going to be able to recover from in this lifetime, or, in any lifetime. Because you see it. When you're not sober, your mind deteriorates more and more and more. And you start thinking more with your heart as a man. You start thinking with the wrong head as a man instead of thinking with the right head, the brain that's inside your cranium, neurologically speaking. Your brain deteriorates, it gets smaller, it goes through changes. And when you start thinking more with your heart and less and thinking more with your feelings, then guess what's going to happen? The things that we want with our heart are more times than not the things that we don't need. I know, again, I speak by experience. I don't ever talk about things that I've never experienced in this life. And I've thought more with my heart for most of my life, instead of thinking with my brain, instead of controlling my brain, instead of being a man and manning up and saying, no, this is what I need to do right now. And if I start thinking with my heart, I'll think with my heart after I'm done taking care of my business. It's not an easy thing to do when we've all been preconditioned to believe that life is supposed to be a party, that everything's a basketball game, that everything's a football game, that everything is what's going on television with these people, and how can I emulate that life? How can I acclimate what these celebrities are doing into our life? We live in the Truman Show. If you ever seen the Truman Show, that is my favorite movie of all time, because it's a complete parallel. It's a complete parallel universe to what we're living. We all want to be on cameras, all for the wrong reasons. We all want to be, well, he didn't know he was being filmed, but everyone else was watching him being filmed. If you ever seen a movie, you've never seen a movie, go watch the movie. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's a really good movie. It is a parallel universe to, it's a complete parallel to what we're living. So we want to just be filmed all the time. We want to be on film. We want to be famous. We want to, for the ones that do, anyway, I can give a damn less about that. I use YouTube as a tool. But for the majority of people, they want to be famous, and they've gotten their minds warped. And if they're not being seen doing something by everybody else all over the world, if it be a cinnamon challenge or if it be all of this crazy stuff. I remember when World Star was famous, popular at one point in time, and it is still popular. It's just transformed into something way more degenerate. Those of you that know what World Star is, and you don't have to go around just hitting people and filming it anymore. Now they just go around shooting people and filming it, and nothing happens. We live in a world of just complete degeneracy and just trying to get as much clout as possible, even if it doesn't produce any type of financial results. People just want that recognition, and then all of a sudden, you're old. You're old. Your brain has deteriorated so much. Media has warped your mind so much. Social media has warped your mind so much, which is also an addiction. Video games, all types of substances. Porn has warped your mind so much to where you think that that's how a man's supposed to be. I'm going around. I'm working around all these guys that are talking, and they talk so big. They talk so big, and I look at how out of shape they are. This guy's younger than me, and he's 3 times my size, and he looks like he's 62. I kid you not. And when he said his age, I couldn't believe he was younger than me. And the guys that were around him were younger than me, and they looked like they needed to be in a nursing home. I am not kidding you. I am not joking, and I know you guys out there have seen them. And you know some people like that, even if it's just associates. They don't have to necessarily be friends, but people that you come across. And they start talking about their age, and you see how old they are, and it's like, what happened to you? Here's what happened. They didn't remain sober. They didn't if they heard anything about SR, or even if they heard anything about stream of attention, it doesn't matter. Stream of attention doesn't care. You keep on depleting your energy. After a while, you will not be able to recover. You will not be able to recover. There are those of you that are finding out about stream of attention a little bit too late, and you can only do but so much when it comes to stream of attention. I read a comment in the comment section a couple of days ago. There's some things that stream of attention can't heal. Yeah, if you're completely dumb bald, or you're completely 300 pounds overweight, stream of attention is not going to help that. If you're just sitting around doing nothing, even if you start moving around, you've stretched your skin out to such a degree. You've stretched your skin out to such a degree to where even if you lose the weight, you're going to have some type of surgery. Or you've done something neurologically to your brain that's completely irreversible. It's tough. It's tough to come back as a man. The damage that you do to yourself, you're going to have to answer for, you got to pay for at some point in time. So stop digging yourself in deep and stop doing things in moderation. Stop being like the guy that was on my channel a couple days ago with more muscles than me. Looked like he had double muscles than me, talking about, oh, it's okay to drink every now and then. And if he's watching this video, he got back on the channel somehow, then yeah, I'm still calling you about big deal, boo-hoo. Go cry about it. Stop being a fake SR sobriety, because you ain't nothing. You're just a coward and clown. That goes for anybody else out there that's a naysayer about stream of attention, about sobriety. I didn't drink or smoke or do anything over the weekend. What about you guys? Did you? Did you? I didn't. And it was easy. After a while, it gets easy. It gets easier and easier and easier, because all you do is you go around watching everyone that's NPCs, and also you just don't want to end up an old fool. One of my greatest fears, I don't fear any man, but one thing that I do fear, I fear getting old and looking like a stupid old fool with gray hair, talking about, oh, well, this is what society is saying, and that's hate speech, and I used to know someone like that. This guy's a freaking clown. A freaking clown. That's hate speech, and you can't say that, and I can say whatever the hell I want to say. When you destroy your body, and I can definitely say this, when you destroy your body, and you think you can do things in moderation, all because you just want to be a stupid old fool because you have no goals, then you're going to pay the price, and you're going to look dumb. You're going to look dumb going to the gym every single day, or anytime you go to the gym. You're going to look stupid trying to get exercise in, but then you smoke after. you're going to look like a jackass. You're gonna look like an ignorant. You're gonna look like a jackass that is arrogant in their ignorance. That's how you're going to look, and it's not gonna be anybody's fault but yours when you gotta pay the prices for your health issues and things of that nature. I was working out yesterday. Everybody asking me, "Oh, how do you get this body? How do you get this body?" These are people that I didn't know. And I told them the same. I told them the same as sobriety SR, sobriety SR, sobriety SR. I deny women, and I deny all substances, and I focus on my goals. Those 3 things right there. And then someone else came by that I've known for a while, talking about, "Wow, man, you're looking really, really big." And I'm like, "It's not. I tell you, it's not a secret." I said, "You can do it too." I'll tell you this every single time you see me. It's semen retention. It's being 100% sober. In earnest, no moderation whatsoever, and it's focusing on my purpose. That's it. In earnest, no moderation whatsoever of slacking off of my purpose. He was walking off, and I know he had places to be, but I know he was tired of hearing it. And if you're watching this video, you know I got no beef against you. You know what I'm saying? We cool, but I'm letting you know that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's no secret. It is no secret. You have to be alone in your corner, metaphorically speaking. You got to be alone in your corner, metaphorically speaking, and focus on what you need to do. But if you got a girlfriend and you want to please her, that's where your attention's going. And that's why you're not seeing any gains. That's why I keep on coming back to the park in these gyms, bigger and bigger and bigger, even though I'm not really seeing it. I'm not seeing it. It's probably body dysmorphia because I'm alone all the time. So I really legit feel like I'm getting skinnier, and I'm not even joking with you. So that's why I work out so excessively, even when I don't want to. I'm going to get a workout in after this because I have serious body dysmorphia. I do not feel like I'm getting more shredded. I do not feel like I'm getting bigger. I feel like I'm getting older and more decrepit, and I don't like it. So whatever works, right? It's fine, and I'm not fishing for no compliments. I know I'm not fishing for no compliments. I wish I was like 3 times my size that I am right now for all the time that I wasted. Time that I wasted smoking and drinking and chasing a whole bunch of creatures that never gave a damn about me. So, and me not focusing on my purpose, of course. Such waste of time. You don't have to wait 20 or 21 years. You don't have to end up like me, with a whole bunch of wasted potential. It's trying to pick up the pieces. Stop smoking, stop drinking, stop all substances, stop it now. There is no moderation. Focus on your purpose or you will end up like an old fool. It's that simple. You will end up like an old fool, looking around, trying to pick up trying to make sense of what your life is, or if you don't know or you're too damn stupid to realize that your life is over, and you're still walking around tough like you got it like that. And you ain't got nothing like that. When you're out of shape and you're walking around with a cane. And even if you're not, you're walking around with drip and thinking that's what life's about. It's not about drip. It's not about trying to impress women out here at all. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you try to misconstrue. I don't care what kind of semantics you use. You're just weak-minded. And you don't want to get off of your substances that you're codependent on. You have to be sober, or you're not going to make it with SR or anything that you're trying to achieve in regards to a primary purpose as a masculine man. It's not going to happen. Because I tried it for 20, 21 years. I tried it. It's not going to happen. So knock it off. Knock it off. I'm out for tea. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. And hope you're up early and doing semen retention, sobriety, in earnest. And I'll see you guys in the next video.